Listen, man. I'm a white Indian. I am an Indian. I'm a Vrijabasi. You know when I die, I have first of all, I want to die in Vrindavan. That is my hope. I can die there and put my ashes in the Yamuna River. But if not so, then I have made arrangements and put money in the bank that my body shall be taken to India and burned right there by the Yamuna River. I want to finish my life up in Vrindavan. My heart is in Vrindavan. My heart is in Mother India. It's my misfortune that I was born in the United States of America, which is a grossly materialistic, warring nation, and not in the beautiful Mother India. So my adopted homeland is India. So it's this India.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Hardik. You are watching Bollywood Watchmen, and with me today, मेरे साथ मैं हिंदी में ही शुरू करता हूँ कि मेरे साथ एक ऑथर है, एक रेडियो पर्सनालिटी है, अ वेरी वेल नोन एक्टर है, और मैं बहुत ही प्यार से उन्हें बुलाना चाहूंगा, हाथ जोड़कर नमस्ते करना चाहूंगा. वेलकम जगन्नाथ दासा.
Hello. Hare Krishna. Radhe Shyam.
Radhe Shyam. So, since I have spoken about your Hindu name, let the people know what is your name and then how the Hindu name came into picture.
Well, my material body has the name Geoffrey Giuliano. That is the body which was created by my father and mother. But my real birth took place around 1972, and I became a devotee, an initiate of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and joined ISKCON. So from those many long years, I'm a practicing member of ISKCON and very happy to be a devotee. So that's why I have the other name Jagannath Das. I spend a lot of time in India. I live in Rajasthan, Rishikesh, but mostly in Vrindavan.
Wow. So, do you still come to India?
Yeah, man. Sure, of course I do. I come all the time. In fact, I was just there for 6 months. Came back last January. I was staying in Jaipur and Vrindavan.
Wow. And when I talk about India, what is the thing that you miss the most whenever you're away from India?
The tirthas, the holy tirthas that I can visit and purify myself through association with those glorious holy places like Vrindavan, like Mathura, like Rishikesh, like Kurukshetra. So many tirthas that we as devotees love to go there because it enlivens us.
Wow. And what about food? Because those places are also famous for food, which you talked about.
Yeah, I eat too much. I like pera. I like pera. You know pera?
Yeah, Mathura ka pera. Yes.
I like halwa, kheer, and pera.
Nice. So next time you're here, we'll make sure that we'll come and treat you with halwa and peda.
Yeah, man.
So, without further ado, VIP4 from Squid Game, like everybody's here to just know about that. The entire crazy experience of VIP4. That was a wild character, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was incredible. Look, I've been an actor for many years and a writer. I've made 28 movies, some of them big movies, but they never really moved the needle. They didn't really the public didn't get behind them. I was and am a well-known character actor in Hollywood. The producers know me, the movie studios know me, but the public doesn't really know me until Squid Game. So when I took the part in Squid Game, I just came off two popular movies. One was a movie called Kate with Woody Harrelson on Netflix. I'm in there. And then the other movie, which I'm very proud of my performance, is called Peninsula Train to Busan, also on Netflix. So the director apparently was searching all over the world because I have the biggest part of any Westerner in that Squid Game. So they were looking for somebody that was, I think, evil enough, because I always play the bad guy, always, he couldn't find anyone. He couldn't find anyone in Korea, in Thailand, anywhere in Southeast Asia. Then they went through Hollywood. They couldn't find anyone there. And then the director happened to catch me in Peninsula train to Busan and instructed his staff to get in touch with me. And then there was a long series of negotiations about money and these kind of things. They broke down a few times. And I've been in this business so long that if I don't get a part, I just go, okay, take care. Maybe next time. I don't get excited. I don't care. If I get it, I get it. Also, I'm a devotee, and we don't care about all these material affairs. They're just transitory. So I just said, okay, no problem, bye. And then they call me back, and then kind of again and again in negotiation, and we got closer and closer to the money that I wanted. And then finally, we were able to come to an agreement, and I took the part.
So they tried to find somebody bad enough, but nobody was as bad as you. And so
nobody's as bad as me, my brother. I'm the baddest mofo happening.
That's what I wanted to say, but I was like, no, it's a family channel, I cannot say that. So, like how Geoffrey is in real life, like how different, like you are always a bad guy in a movie, but how much, like, why is this negative character so stuck with you? Like, do you feel, is that any part of your...
Look at me. Look at me.
Oh my God.
I have to wear the glasses or that my eyes freak everybody out. No, listen, man. I'll tell you. I'll explain it to you. I am 100% Sicilian from New York.
Oh.
So all of my uncles were tough guys. A couple of them were in the mafia. So I just have that look, and I was raised around that, all that. I tell people it was like Goodfellas, but without the mafia. So I had 12 uncles: Johnny, Jimmy, Vinny, Tony, Frankie.
Oh,
Jimmy,
all the Scorsese movies, right there.
Yes,
there in the family.
That's right. That's correct. I was raised right. So, I myself, I'm a devotee of Krishna, ISKCON devotee. But this bad guy stuff, hopefully I'm not a bad guy. I feed the widows in Radhakund every year. I take some of my money and I feed the widows in Radhakund. I try to do a good seva, a go seva, and other kinds of seva. So I think I'm a good guy, but I look like a bad guy. So I use my looks they have given me a nice career, Actually, when I was young, I was very handsome, but that's all finished now.
You still are. No. The bad guys still look good. Come on.
See, but here the only thing I'll say. Do you know my age?
Yeah, I know.
You know my age. Tell them.
63.
Tell them.
63, 64.
68.
68.
I'm 68. Okay. So
wow.
for 68, I think I look okay. You
are a badass mofo. We had to talk about it. You are a badass mofo. I'm so happy to talk to you right now. And apart from that, when you talk about your eyes in VIP 4, there wasn't scope for your eyes.
No, there was. Right? Yeah, there was. They took the mask.
Yeah.
The mask came off there at the end.
In the end, but during the beginning, it was all your character speaking. The kind of chemistry you had that with the mask, with the way.
But they made a mistake. The costume department made a mistake when they made those masks, and none of us could see. The eye holes were too little. So if you notice, when the policeman, I make sexual advances to the policeman, and then he takes me out. If you watch carefully, he's leading me out. Because the camera, you can't see it, but the camera was right there, like inches away. This camera worth $2 million. And I couldn't hit that camera. So he had to grab me. If you look, you can see it. He's leading me off by holding my arm because I couldn't see anything. Plus there was a step. There. We were on a riser and I would have fallen right down and fallen into the camera. So they had to do it quite slowly and they didn't cut it quite short enough. So you can kind of see him kind of leading me off. So you could not see. Now there was a scene in the beginning where we were supposed to come down the stairs. And he said, okay, so you guys, when I say action, you come down the stairs. I said, no, I can't do that. What do you mean? No, I can't do that. Well, it's dangerous. I can't see. How am I going to come down a very large 20-foot flight of stairs and I cannot see anything? I will fall for sure. So they, I have a thing that I refuse to do anything that's dangerous on a movie set. This is one of the few rules that I have. If I think it's dangerous, I won't do it. So they had to have a conversation, and finally they just filmed me at the bottom of the stairs as if I was already there, and they cheated with the shot. So it looked like I was, the other guys were walking down the stairs, then it cut to a close-up of me as if I was walking down the stairs, but I wasn't, I was at the bottom. So, these are the tricks of movie making. I can't really watch movies because I know how they're made.
Exactly,
and all the magic of movies is very difficult for me to
digest.
It's what they.
You know too much.
It's what they call the willing suspension of disbelief. So I know, okay, that's an over-the-shot shoulder. That's a master shot. You don't see the star's face, so it's not him. It's a stand-in. I know everything about it, so I know how all the pieces of the puzzle are put together. So it kind of ruins it for me for watching movies. In fact, I have not watched Squid Game. I've watched my part in Squid. Yeah. Why do I need to watch that? I watched my part, but actors have to be a little bit crazy. So I just care about my own part, and I'm not very interested in seeing. These are all sort of silly movies, really. They're just kind of for kids or something like that. So it's not no big interest to me. My interest is to make more movies.
Okay. So what kind of movies interest you?
Well, I like a good part. That was an unusual part because I am a very naturalistic actor. I do very small motions, and if you watch me in Peninsula Train to Busan, you'll see that I do very small little movements and stuff.
Yes,
but this one
very subtle ones. But here you have to be good loud.
This one was like a cartoon. It's like, hey, if I can't do 69, I'll do 96. So it was this kind of over the top actually a little bit like Indian movies,
I was about to say that. Little bit like Indian movies.
Yeah.
Sure.
Listen, there's an old saying, how do you make an actor complain? Give him a job. So I don't ever complain. There's a lot of people that want to be movie stars and they can't. I'm lucky that I've worked hard and created luck for myself. Nobody gave me anything because I had to fight very hard to get anywhere. And now I'm 68 and I just arrived as a well-known movie actor. It took me all these years of 68 years old. All these years. Yeah. So I don't.
I feel it is 68 years young, not 68 years old.
Well, whatever it is, by the grace of God, I'm here. Tomorrow I may not be, you may not be, who knows. But the point is that I've worked hard to get here, and I very much appreciate the opportunities that Netflix has given me. Right now I'm in the biggest TV series of Netflix history, Squid Game, the biggest movie of Squid Game history, Kate, and the best zombie movie, Peninsula Train to Busan. So I have 3 hits in a row. But there is something funny I want to talk to you about. I have gotten offers to do Comic-Con conventions. I've gotten unlimited offers for publicity, but nobody has offered me a movie yet. And I don't understand that because I've seen the contract with Netflix, and I'll tell you a secret. There's 14 stars of Squid Game. I am number 14. I am a star of Squid Game. Now, I'm also the only star that speaks English. So tell me why the casting directors of the world have not said, listen, we got to get somebody from Squid Game. It's so popular. We can't get these other guys. They don't speak English. Well, what are we going to do? Hey, get that guy. He speaks English. I haven't had any offers yet, and I don't quite understand that. So since I want to come to India to make movies, unfortunately, I don't speak Hindi. Any of the casting directors out there, you need to call me, and I'm going to come over, and you can just pay me in kheer, pera, and halava, and we're good. I'll do the movie.
That's a deal, right? Right here on the show, we are making a deal that Geoffrey will come to Bollywood if you pay him in halwa and peda, and he's all yours.
And kheer.
So no dollars involved.
I won't do it without the kheer. Forget about it.
So any particular place which you have in your head that only this place is kheer and this place is halwa, or any kheer or any halwa will do for you?
Well, I mean, the pera should come from Vrindavan because Krishna is makan chor. He likes to steal those sweets. And I love India. India's my home. India's my home. I feel more alive, more myself in India than I do anywhere in the world. In fact, I just took my 13-year-old son there so that he could understand something about India as well. And when I go to India, I tell you, who do I hang around with in Vrindavan? I hang around with the beggars. Okay. The beggars, but who wait outside the temple to get some change, I feel more happy with the people, the poor people, than I've been with many high people. There's that place, where's that hotel that's in the island? It's in the,
Dubai. In Dubai?
No. In India, there's a place where there's an island and there's a big hotel in there. In the middle of the water. You have to take a boat to get there. Anyway, I've known all these people, these Maharajas and everything, but I prefer for myself to be with the poor people, to be with the beggars, because we are all beggars at the gates of the temple. Don't have any big idea. I'm a movie star. And I'm thinking like this. I'm not thinking, I'm so great, I'm this, I'm better than other people. No, not like that at all. I'm just thinking I'm some soul that's in this body, and I have to be grateful for everything that I get and every day and every person that I meet. That's it. So, let's talk about Squid Game. Let's talk, what else? What do you want to know? I can tell you everything.
What about, do you think there is a season 2 coming?
Season 2, of course you have to ask me about that. I believe that I will be in season 2. I don't know, but I believe that I will, and here's why. The director recently said that he was not going to do a prequel. He was going to pick it up from where it left off with the characters that are still alive. Now, when I get knocked unconscious, the guard comes in and said, VIP 4 is down. Is he dead? No, he's just unconscious. Why did they say that? Why did they make that scene? That scene was shot for no reason. That scene was shot just to tell the audience that I was not dead.
You're still alive.
Yeah, it's a stupid scene to make if you're not going to continue. They went to a big, that scene took about 6 hours to shoot with me laying on the floor. So why did they make that scene? And believe me, with movies and money and 300 people standing around, they don't shoot scenes for fun. There's some reason that they're shooting. So that's the first thing, is they wanted to establish with the audience that I'm still alive. That's number one. And then the other thing is, when the policeman was pretending to be a waiter and looking at me in that big room where we were watching the TV screens and watching the games, he dropped a camera down into his hand from in his sleeve and took video of me. That's never explained. Why did he take that video of me? Why did they do a close-up on that camera? What's going on about that? There's got to be, there's a reason for everything they do. And I'll tell you another thing. They used a storyboard for this movie, as they do in many movies, but they followed the storyboard. Normally speaking, they just use it as a guide, as an indication. But here, so storyboard says move your hand. No. Move it up a little bit, to the right a little bit, and down a little bit. They were very precise. So if they have such a precise storyboard, why are they going to take the time and the money to film him dropping that camera down and videoing me with the cell phone camera for no reason? In other words, it was unexplained. So I have reason to believe, and all other things I cannot divulge at this time, that I will be in the next season.
So there is going to be a next season, and we might as well see you as well.
I think you will, yeah. But, but they better get their wallet out, because I ain't cheap.
You ain't cheap, because it needs kheer, halwa, and peda for you. So you ain't cheap.
It becomes very expensive, because, sometime I like sabji and puris. And like that. So sometimes I go a little samosa, and what else? Pakora. So, that gets expensive.
So when are we gonna see you next? When are we gonna see Geoffrey next? I know you can't talk about it much, but still.
Okay, see, I'm making a movie right now in Bangkok with some very famous people. One of the things they do with these big movies, because there's so much competition, is we have to sign a confidentiality agreement called an NDA, non-disclosure. So I can't tell you. I can tell you I'm playing a bad guy, but I mean, that's not really much. And I can tell you that I'm enjoying it. And so there you go. So yeah, the answer is I can't tell you, but I'm making a new movie. Yeah.
Wow.
But I could be making a lot more. So if there's any producers out there that need a guy like me, I'm the guy you need. If you need a guy like me, I'm the guy you need.
Okay. Let's do one thing. Let's put out a message in Hindi. Okay. One line to the casting directors out there. Okay. You say it in English, I'll teach you, and then we'll speak it in Hindi.
Okay. Attention! Casting directors in India! Say it.
Attention, we can do it attention in English also. So
Okay.
Attention.
Casting directors of India!
भारत के casting directors सुन लो.
I'm not fooling around with you. Say it.
मैं टाइम पास नहीं कर रहा बिल्कुल भी.
I'm the best bad guy you'll ever get in any movie.
मैं सबसे बढ़िया वाला गुंडा हूँ जो कहीं भी मिलेगा आपको किसी भी पिक्चर में.
All around the world, they bring me in to play the bad guy.
पूरी दुनिया मेरे पीछे पड़ी है. 11 मुल्कों की पुलिस मुझे ढूंढ रही है.
So you now have an opportunity to employ me in your movies.
तो आपके पास ये एक मौका है मुझे एम्प्लॉय करने का.
Don't be foolish and miss this opportunity.
बिल्कुल भी गलती मत करना इस अपॉर्चुनिटी को जाने देने का.
Yes, I'm expensive.
हाँ, थोड़ा सा महंगा हूं मैं.
But I'm the best.
बात सबसे बेस्ट हूं मैं.
Okay, that's it.
So that works as an audition tape for me as well.
Yeah, well, you'll probably get the part and I won't.
No, they'll keep you and you keep me as your assistant to count the money, you know.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Do that.
You can go get the halva.
Yes, Ajay, definitely. There are also some questions that I have got. People want to know that who is your favorite Bollywood actor and why?
Okay, I don't know his name, but you know his name. He's the older guy who wears the glasses with the white hair, and he's real handsome, and he used to be young, and his son is a movie actor. Who is it?
Mr. Amitabh Bachchan.
The real tall and handsome, and he has white hair and the white beard now, short beard, and he does he does a commercial for everything, paint, candy, milk, toilet, doesn't matter. And he does every commercial on TV. And he has I think a son who's a movie star. I saw him when I was in university in the Siddhartha movie. And that's how I know him. Then there's the girl. Who's the girl that's so beautiful that also went to Hollywood and made a movie? Who's that?
Priyanka Chopra.
Those two. Actually, I do know one Bollywood movie star, Hema Balini, because she's an ISKCON member such as myself, and we meet sometimes in Vrindavan and talk about movies and things like that.
Wow. Okay. So another question I have is, who is your favorite director, Bollywood director, and why?
I don't know any directors in Bollywood, man. I'm from New York. Get out of here. You can't ask me all these idiots. Okay, let's do Hollywood director and why. Martin Scorsese, because he realistically portrays the Italian-American history of my country, and of course it's the same history. I'm Sicilian that I was also raised in, and I can tell you it's 100% authentic.
Wow.
He's a great director. I like Ridley Scott. You know, I like most of the really great directors I love. Of course, Francis Ford Coppola is possibly my favorite because I love all the Godfather movies, 1, 2, and also 3, and especially number 2. And those were really the movies that I made the final decision when I was 17 or something. Yes, I will also be an actor, you know? And listen, if you're I'm from a very poor family. You know, to come from that poor family where anything like being a movie star is just a ridiculous dream. It's just impossible to make that happen. You know, in the movies in India, I know very well, and also Hollywood, nepotism or people related in the family is so much of how the people become a star. But my father was a plumber. He used to fix toilets and, you know, this kind of thing. So I'm from that kind of family, working class family. There was no chance that I would ever become any kind of movie star. And but I was blessed with an ability to work hard and never give up, you know? And the talent was a bonus. But I know I got from my father, the Sicilian people, that hard work ethic to keep on plugging away no matter what. Listen, I have been humiliated. I have had people block me because they're jealous. I've had people say lies about me. I've had them say all kinds of terrible, terrible things I can't even repeat here about me, just because they were jealous that I was getting the parts. One time I was coming out of an audition where I got the part, and the other actor was coming out with me, and he tried to hit me, but I ducked. And I said, why would you do that? He said, you are taking the food out of my daughter's mouth because you got that part. I said, listen, man, the director, if you have a problem with me getting cast, you go talk to the director. It has nothing to do with me. If anybody's, you know, and if you would have done a better job, you would have gotten the part. So I've had all kinds of crazy things happen around me, threats, people saying things about my son, you know, all kinds of stuff. It's a dirty, dirty business. And in order to come up to the top, you've got to be super strong. Because when I was young, I thought, well, okay, I'm a good actor. Everyone will appreciate my talent. It's just the opposite. People feel threatened by people that are good, and they're not as good. So they want to block you. They want to stop your progress because you are taking the food out of their mouth by getting that part. So it's a very tough business. That's why any young people that ask me about becoming an actor, I say initially, please try to find something else you like. It's too hard a life. And now I'm making very good money, but there were years and years that I didn't hardly make any money at all. Sometimes $2,000-$3,000 a year. You know, and this impacted the lives of my children and my marriage. And so you pay a big, big price to get here. And that's one of the reasons now that I'm here that I demand big money as back pay for all those years when I had nothing.
And you totally deserve it. You totally deserve it.
I deserve more.
Definitely you do. Okay, so next question would be, have you seen any Bollywood movies?
Of course I have. And I don't understand them. I don't understand them in as much as there's a very dramatic scene. Maybe somebody's broken out of jail and his friend gets shot by the police as they're running away, and the getaway car doesn't come, and he's standing there, and suddenly he breaks into song, you know, they start dancing around, you know. The police come with their guns and the convicts come and they all do a big dance routine. I don't understand that. But I understand it from the point of view that the art form, I'm serious now, comes from the folk theater of India. And there's a lot of communal dancing and this kind of celebration where everybody, you know, when I was in Jaipur, I'll tell you a funny story. When I was in Jaipur, we were coming out of a restaurant with my 13-year-old son, and there was a wedding across the street. And I said, oh, there's a wedding, let's go. He said, you can't do that. You don't know those people. You don't have an invitation. I said, trust me, this is India. So we went in and I said, hello, everybody. And they went, the guest is gone. God has come. The white, come in, please. Here, eat. And the women danced, and then they made my son dance with them. And he said, what is that? And then later my friend told me that college students in uni, a lot of them go from wedding to wedding to wedding to get something to eat in India. But you could not go to a wedding like this in America. They call the police. You know, but in India, I was most welcome. You are most welcome. welcome, sir. Please come in. Oh, look at this beautiful boy. Please enjoy yourself. Eat something. Come on. So this is the beauty of India. Anyway, getting back to the Bollywood movies, it's difficult for me to understand them. Now, I used to think that Indian actors weren't very good because they weren't capable of naturalistic acting. But I was wrong about that. The art form often calls for exaggerated acting technique. But I have seen many times that they're absolutely capable, or more than capable, of any American actor of real naturalistic, sort of Robert De Niro, subtle, small acting to be very convincing. I've seen so many of these people, and that's coming more now. There's a police drama when I was in India.
Because of the OTT platforms that is coming on. The police drama, I guess you're talking about the Sacred Games? That you have
I'm talking about, when I was in Vrindavan, whenever I looked at TV, there was a police drama on. They had the uniform, and I don't know what it is. It must be very popular. But I was watching that carefully as an actor, and I could see that the acting was just as good, and that any idea I had about Indian actors was based on the style of acting, not their ability.
True.
You see?
True. And if at all, I have to ask you that if at all any movie that could make sense to you or that you could relate to it. So is there any Bollywood movie which you are absolutely fan of?
The only movie I can tell you that I absolutely saw many times over was in the 1970s called Siddhartha, which is from that man, the man I talked about with the white beard?
Mr. Amitabh Bachchan.
He's like the number one older star in the country, right?
Yeah. He is.
How old is he now? In his 70s?
He's 70s. He is in 70s. Yeah. So
But
he's the real OG. He's the real OG. He's the OG for us. He's the angry young man.
Also, he's a good guy too, right? He's a nice guy.
Yeah. He's a great guy. Every Sunday in front of his house, there are still people getting together just to have one look at him, his demeanor, let alone his face. Darshan. Yeah. So every Sunday still there are people who are coming in front of his house and they're just standing and waiting that he might just come and wave at us. And he makes sure that every Sunday he is in town and he meets people and he just waves at them and people's lives are made. So there are very few superstars left in the country now because nowadays there is internet, there is Instagram. So stars are very much personal to you. But these times, like Shah Rukh Khan, we have Salman Khan, we have Amitabh Bachchan, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. So they have this huge aura, this demeanor that people still, in today's time, in 2021, who has this time to go and stand in front of somebody's house? But they are still having that stardom. They are blessed child of God. So this is amazing stardom that these people have. You must see that someday. That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is bonkers.
Well, I was surprised when I went there and I saw his face for the paint commercial. I saw his face for the bicycle commercial. I saw his face for the Coca-Cola. Everything was his face. You cannot forget his face.
He is everywhere. Everybody wants a piece of him. He also does this show, the Millionaire Show, which was the US show. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? So in India, it is Kaun Banega Crorepati. So that is one of the longest running shows and it is most highest paid show. Like even if you want to do ad during those timings, the prices are bonkers. So it is one of the most highest paid shows.
Yeah.
Okay, Geoffrey, we are in the last segment of the show. I won't take much of your time. So this is the segment which we call This or That. So you have to select either of them, okay?
I'm ready.
So if I have to ask you, Wang Dong-kyo, okay, let me just, pardon me for my pronunciation, director of Squid Game, it is Wang Dong-hyuk, or director of Peninsula, Yoon Sang-woo. So this or that? Which one will you prefer? That director of Peninsula?
Yeah. Because he let me do whatever I wanted. He didn't care what I did. And it worked out great. But the director of Squid Game, I had to do exactly what they wanted. And I didn't have any artistic freedom. So.
And still in Squid Game, when you said that your eyes were closed and you were hardly able to see, you had a mask on, still to make an impact after that as well. That's A great deal. So kudos to you. I feel that you have done more than what he had asked for. So I would definitely say that. And that's why we are sitting here right now. So yeah.
Okay, this or that. Continue.
I'm praising you. Come on. Okay, so next would be Lee Jung Jae, Squid Game lead actor, or Gang Dong Won, Peninsula's lead actor.
That.
Again, Peninsula's lead actor. The reason being.
He was a nice guy. I'll tell you something. I didn't know who he was. I thought he was an extra. And I almost started to give him some acting tips. And then I realized, that guy, he's the star. And another thing happened. I noticed that the apartments in Seoul were many millions of US dollars each. So I said to him, I wanted to find out how big a star he was. So I said to him when we were not shooting, I said, you know, the apartments here are several $million. He said, yes. I said, do you have one? He said, I have several. So he was a millionaire.
Okay, next one. India or America?
This.
This, kheer, peda, halwa, India.
Listen, man, I'm a white Indian. I am an Indian. I'm a Vrijabasi. I'm one of the people of Vrindavan. So.
Also, last one.
You know, when I die, I have first of all, I want to die in Vrindavan. That is my hope. I can die there and put my ashes in the Yamuna River. But if not so, then I have made arrangements and put money in the bank that my body shall be taken to India and burned right there by the Yamuna River. I want to finish my life up in Vrindavan. My heart is in Vrindavan. My heart is in Mother India. It's my misfortune that I was born in the United States of America, which is a grossly materialistic, warring nation, and not in the beautiful Mother India. So my adopted homeland is India. So it's this India. Continue.
You have just, melted hearts. You have melted hearts right now. Last one. Bollywood or Korean cinema or Hollywood?
This. Bollywood.
Bollywood? Yeah. Now, casting directors out there, you guys have to do something.
You guys get your wallet out, get the checkbook out. If you need a really bad dude to play the evil white devil who comes to take the virtue away from the women, steal the riches of India and take spirit back to the West, to plant a nuclear weapon or steal some weapons-grade plutonium in order to blow up India, I'm the guy to call.
Yes. Thank you so much, Geoffrey. It has been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much.
All right, brother. Okay, well, take care. I really enjoyed it. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care.
Namaskar. This is Hollywood actor Geoffrey Giuliano, better known as VIP4 in Squid Game. You know, although I'm American, I have to be honest and tell you that the Bollywood Watchmen is pretty much my favorite show happening because it tells me all about the ins and outs of the film industry in India, the industry that the whole world is watching. So be like me, VIP number 4 from Squid Game, and watch the Bollywood Watchmen, or I'll come looking for you.